Tomato.
And this is a big spooky movie review.
And welcome back to Mindbreakers.
The big scary movies that we have to watch that are fucking terrifying because I'm fucking worried about what the hell we have to watch again.
So, this movie is not what I was expecting it to be.
Was it? What were you expecting?
I was expecting it's like a kind of Goonies type movie or Monster Squad type movie, but them going up against the monster on the cover. That Gorn-looking thing.
No.
No, this is an anthology movie.
And it's a bad one at that.
It's Terrorgram level.
It's on the levels of Terrorgram, for sure.
It's no, VHS 1 and 2 were obviously better than this, like by a considerable margin.
Like, fucking, there's some really bad ones that are like on the level of this shit, okay?
Tales from the Dark Side was better than this.
It definitely was. It had it had some good actors in it at the very least.
That at least had Steve Buscemi and a story by Stephen King. And a story by Stephen King, too.
Yes, he was a good writer. This, however, is garbage.
Yeah, this is directed by Brian Peck.
Uh-huh.
A harmless backyard campout becomes an unforgettable night of chills and thrills for three young boys as they share their favorite scary stories.
I have something to say about that.
It's that I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
No,
because this stars Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's like the one actor this has, aside from maybe one other one, but we'll get into that
two other ones that we'll get to.
I guess. But anyway, I wanted to say that like it is a very forgettable night. I will forget this movie within a matter of days.
Well, one can only hope.
Probably even hours, maybe even minutes.
Seconds. Anyway, this is...
I don't want seconds of this movie, though. Hell no.
Well,
this is a one and done for me.
Without further ado, let's get right in.
Yep, let's watch the Willies. Let's give each other the Willies.
The dead of night, a backyard camping trip, three young boys, each with a tale.
This story is guaranteed to give you the Willies.
Strange events are happening at Greeley Elementary School.
Danny Hollister's that you?
And they're happening to Danny Hollister.
What on earth are you talking about?
There's a monster in the bathroom, I saw it! Hey, Mr. Monster! Come out, wherever you are!
No one believed Danny, at least not at first.
Monster indeed! What are you staring at? No! No!
Hello, handsome.
For at Greeley Elementary School, not everyone is who they seem. The first day they opened the haunted estate, one old man took a ride.
I could have gone on It's Such a Wee World or the enchanting Wiki Hut. Let me out of here! I think I'd like to get out now.
Help me! Please, you must help me!
Somebody please stop this ride!
I found you.
No! No!
Would you say he got his money's worth? Nobody liked Gordy Belcher.
Any of you guys want a cookie?
No thanks.
Gordy Belcher, you lard ass.
But he had a special hobby.
Sick kid you raised, Margaret.
To Gordy, a fly is a boy's best friend.
What's that?
See, I mixed this up special just for you. So whatever you're using it for, it'll work extra good now.
But Gordy didn't know how good.
Me and you guys are gonna have some fun.
Either way, you're still a pig.
Now relax. These flies aren't for me. They're for Gordy Belcher.
There were flies in Spivey's ointment. Now they're in Gordy's room.
I told him it was a special bath.
Frightfully funny tales of terror, guaranteed to give you the Willies. Starring James Karen, Sean Astin,
Go for it.
Kathleen Freeman,
You may begin.
Jeremy Miller, and a special appearance by the monster, the Willies.
Okay, so right off the bat, I need to address something about this movie. There was a segment which was mentioned in the credits, which was in the cut I found, and I've tracked it. It's called Poodle Souffle, and I tracked it down, and it's literally just a woman microwaving a dog, and that is
what?
just...
I'm sorry,
that is,
what?
Yeah, it is heinous. It is disgusting. It's played for comedy, which is just horrifying. And yeah, we will not dignify that kind of awfulness by analyzing it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's just like that's people throw
That's
around
wrong.
People throw around the word offensive a lot, and people always take
in this day and age.
But people like get angry at you if you're offended by something. But yeah, that was offensive.
It's just
it's good that was cut out of the one I saw. There's no reason for
gross. Yeah, it's just disgusting. Like, why would anyone? Like, that's just wrong. Anyway,
yeah, so
this movie's kind of
I
anyhow.
agree with you on this movie sucking because of that scene.
If not just for that, like, even on its own, like, if this movie has, like, nothing else, it's boring, and then with that added on top of it, it's boring and offensive, and just wrong. Like, should not be watched ever.
I would like to draw attention to two other actors aside from Sean Astin that appear in this.
Okay, go ahead.
That would be Dana Ashbrook and Kimmy Robertson have cameos.
Yeah, Kimmy
Those
Robertson
are
for
Bobby
Lucy from
Briggs and Lucy from Twin Peaks just
Yes.
kind of show up in this movie.
Yeah, honestly, I liked that Kelly was there. Honestly, like, yeah, well, Kimmy, whatever. Like, she's the best part of this movie. Honestly, just the fact that she's just like there for a split second, if nothing else.
I do find it cool that Sean Astin, between this movie and Lord of the Rings, just like Elijah Wood, didn't really age.
Yeah.
Like, he got bigger, but his face did not change.
Well,
just like Eric Coleman, he does not age.
Neither did fucking Elijah Wood.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Elijah Wood never changed neither.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
Aw. Poor Chunky.
So
died of
we
diabetes.
There's these kids. They're in a tent, and there's a jar of fireflies.
Their names are Kyle, Mike, and Josh. They don't really do anything aside from tell each other stories and bullshit around with fireflies and tell each other stupid, gross jokes.
For all intents and one is the other. I think Michael is the cousin of Kyle and Josh.
It does not matter.
For all intents and purposes, these are Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Basically.
Or
I'd
Kid
actually
1,
rather the movie that way.
Or they're, if we're to do an anime reference here, like a deep cut anime reference actually, because about the technical side, this is Eiko, Biko, and Seiko.
Yeah. Might as well be fucking Inky, Blinky, and Mode.
Larry, Curly, and Moe.
I like Inky, Blinky, and Moe because rarely do I ever have a Pac-Man reference, and God, do I ever need more of those.
So, they're telling the stories, and the first story we get, there's a jar of fireflies, but I don't think that's important. The first story is about Tennessee fricassee chicken. Ha. Yes.
Is that supposed to be a thing?
No, it's a stand-in for KFC.
Well, okay, yeah, it's obviously it's supposed to be like a KFC. It's a chicken restaurant. I mean,
and
like
this woman.
How many famous ones of those are there? Aside from Los Pollos Hermanos
and Chick-fil-A, and Saint Hubert.
Yeah,
but Saint Hubert is kind of, I think, only down here. There's
yeah,
Popeyes.
So.
Popeyes has chicken.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's the B tier KFC.
True.
It's like Popeyes wishes it was as famous as KFC. It doesn't have the Colonel's herbs and spices.
Bobby Briggs is just kind of hanging out at the counter.
Yeah, he's just a guy that's there.
And he does the thing that always happens when Dana Ashbrook shows up and stuff. I know Dana Ashbrook is in, and is that Jim Carrey? It's always.
He's much less expressive than Jim Carrey. He's still a decent actor, but he's not fucking doing like Jim Carrey shit.
But I thought it was just a cameo.
He's just kind of smiling a lot.
But it's just kind of 90s Dana Ashbrook and 90s Jim Carrey look similar.
Kind of.
Until the face starts moving.
Okay. I'll hear you out on that one for now, because it's not really a big deal anyway. He's just serving chicken, and this big lady.
No, he's not even serving chicken. He's just at the counter in a leather jacket.
Yeah, well, he's doing the service. He's at the cash.
No, he's not working there. He's a customer.
Well, oh yeah, the guy that walks in with the leather jacket, huh?
Yeah, the tough guy is.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
so a lady comes up. She orders a bucket of chicken. She gets the bucket of chicken. She eats a piece of chicken. It's a rat, and if I may quote the Scott Pilgrim books, is that seriously the end of that story?
Yeah.
That's the whole story.
All of these stories, honestly, could be summed up with that exact line of, is that the end of the story?
There's this like 100-foot tall purple guy, and I punched him so hard he saw the curvature of the earth.
Yes. But like all of them can be summed up with, is that the end? Is that seriously the end of that story? Because all of them are just so like fucking like non-entities that it's ridiculous even having a movie that's made about this shit.
Then there's an old guy who gets on a ride, which is totally not the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Yeah, it definitely even like
they change all the names, which makes it weird because there's the Tiki Hut, and they change it to the Wiki Hut. I'm like, wait, the Wiki Hut?
It's like, yeah, we get it. You went on a trip one time.
Encyclopedia Hut?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we get it. You went on a fucking trip and you went on the Haunted Mansion ride, okay?
He goes on the Haunted Mansion ride. There are zombies. There's a zombie and he rips his arm off. There's Jack the Ripper, who I think also might be a zombie. There's a zombie farmer with an axe. There's a bunch of zombies doing the hitchhiking thing, like those 3 ghosts in the Haunted Mansion.
I like how the prostitute ghost like run up to the old man, and she's like, "Help me! He's right behind me! You need to save me! He's going to kill me!" And all the old man has to say is, "Please, I need to get off."
That is actually funny in context.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, this was made for kids.
And it's a very gory movie if it's made for kids. But when the zombie Jack the Ripper slits her neck, she bleeds green.
Yeah, that too. But then again, I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat lately, and I'm currently playing Mortal Kombat right now, and Spawn bleeds green, and it's just perfectly normal to me.
Well, yeah, that's necroplasm.
No, but like a bunch of other characters too.
And he gets to the end of the ride, and freaking Lucy from Twin Peaks is there.
Yeah, and she's like a greeter that's just kind of standing there going like, "Thank you for visiting the Haunted Mansion. Please come again," with her like super high pitched voice. It's like, "Have a good day," and then she sees the old man in his chair. And
she wants to tell the sheriff that there's a call for him on line 2, not line 1. That's the other thing. She brought
donuts for the interrogation room. and that her husband is being an asshole and raised an asshole son that's Michael Cera.
Yeah. Okay, as much as I do not like season 3 of Twin Peaks, Lucy and Andy, the fact that Lucy and Andy made a child and that child was Michael Cera makes perfect sense.
It totally does. It's one of the best things about Twin Peaks.
And then the old man has a heart attack from the ride, and that's also the end of that story.
Ah, heart attack, dead. He probably ate too much fucking rat chicken. He dies from diabetes as well. Diabetes. What's the next one? Is it fucking? Oh yeah, it's that little shit kid, Danny Hollister.
Yeah, the kid's getting bullied, and they destroy his art. Is
this a story or is this actually happening? Because they show the entire town after the fucking the Haunted Mansion story.
This is my favorite series story in it. It's the best story, but it also has my favorite scene because they bully him and they pull out like the canvas fire hose, right. Like and they John McClane him from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And there are two things about this that I just find utterly unbelievable.
I think there's 3 things, but state yours.
Just 2 specific things about this situation that I find utterly unbelievable. One, you're 3 8-year-olds. How did you do this?
3 8-year-olds can stack each other up in a trench coat and do some pretty amazing things, but go on.
2, you have managed to suspend this nerdy kid with the fire hose from the ceiling.
Yes.
Why have only 6 students come out to watch?
Right.
Like, you'd think there'd be more. That not everyone's just sitting chilling in class.
But it's because it's a low tier B movie. Not even a B movie. It's like a fucking Z tier movie. But yeah, they don't have much casting.
I mean, when I was in elementary school and someone told me that the kid was being hung up from the ceiling by a fire hose, I probably would have gone take a look. Or I actually, given how my elementary school went, I may have been the one being hung from the ceiling with a fire hose, but it's beside the point.
And what's the third thing?
No, that's the 2 things. You have the third thing.
Oh, right. So for me, it's the first thing for me is the fact that he has a fucking a ratty mullet. Third thing is
there's the kid in the blonde kid with the mullet and the Iron Maiden.
Exactly, and he has an Iron Maiden t-shirt. That's the second thing, honestly.
You know who he reminds me of?
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the feel I was hoping to get from this movie but didn't. Remember JonTron's Alone in the Dark review?
Yeah.
There's that one episode with the kid who has the ghost in his basement that he feeds people to.
Mm-hmm.
Ramen Hair Man from that looks like this kid would grow up into him.
Yeah, for sure. He also kind of reminds me of like fucking Sid from Toy Story.
Yes.
Like especially because like I think Sid had braces also.
Yeah, Sid had braces.
Yeah, exactly. So like this guy's like this kid is a live action version of Sid from Toy Story if he just shaved his fucking ratty mullet out. Also the 3 of them suspending him from the fucking ceiling's pretty messed up too, but it's like I don't know how they haven't like done worse to him, honestly. I would have given him a wedgie.
I think he's learned that like with the things he deals with in this, he learned to always be prepared for possible monster attacks. And he joined Cobra Kai, and then faced off against Ralph Macchio and Karate Kid. He looks like that guy as a child.
Yeah, that would work fine. But it's like fucking he just fucking suspends him from the goddamn ceiling, and then the janitor has to fucking take him down. It's like, also, how did he get into the janitor's closet if the janitor's closet's normally locked?
I don't know.
Like, they're like, oh, here's the plunger that they use to, like, stop the hose from, like, rolling out. But it's like, how did they get the plunger without the janitor noticing? Like, does he really not give that much of a shit about his tools? Is he always listening to golden oldies on his headphone?
He's the master. The kids are the masters of unlocking. So he gets the kid down. The old guy also doesn't like the teacher. The janitor doesn't like the teacher. The janitor's name is something, I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't get his name neither. But yeah, they complain about him a lot, especially the fucking cunt teacher that they have, Miss Titmarsh.
Yeah, that is her name, isn't it? Titmarsh.
Yeah, her name is Miss Titmarsh, and yeah, she's a cunt. Did I mention she's a cunt? Miss Titmarsh is a cunt.
Yes, you mentioned. I think you may have brought that up at one point.
I think I should mention it a little bit more, but we'll continue on anyway.
Oh, by the way, Josh's name, the actor, is Joshua John Miller.
Yeah.
With Josh as Josh. It's like how half the time when Jack Nicholson shows up in movies, he's playing someone named Jack.
Right.
So...
Everybody honestly should have just been named after their actors' names. Like, they should have just kept it that way. It's just been like one of those...
Like Sean, Jason, Josh, James,
yeah, exactly.
Karen.
It wouldn't have mattered, honestly. It might
matters.
As well be. It's one of those movies that we'll just call them all by their actors' names.
The kid wets himself, so he goes to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone laughs at him because, well, it's children. In the bathroom, there's a monster.
And he's screaming about a monster that was standing on the toilet.
Freaking Gorn unfolds from the ceiling.
It's essentially like fucking, it looks like, what does it look like to me? It looks like a
Gorn.
fucking skinless Muppet ape.
Yeah, to kind of...
It looks fucking awful.
I thought it was a pretty cool effect.
It looks like one of those things that you find in the crypt in Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
You know the thing.
Yes. I do. So he flees, he tells the teacher about the monster, the teacher goes into the bathroom, the monster shows up, she straight up smacks it in the face with a book.
He's holding the Holy Bible, honestly, because it's a pretty
and the monster's
small,
like, rah,
book.
and she's like, and she just gets offended and slaps him across the face with the book. And then the monster takes the book and slaps her across the face with the book.
And that wasn't even the most, like, interesting part of the movie, honestly. Well, it might have actually been the most interesting part of the movie.
Is the monster,
how boring the rest of this movie is.
These two people hitting each other with books.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking having slap fights.
So the monster kills her.
Yep. Kills her dead. The cunt teacher is eaten.
And then the kid tricks the bullies in there, and they get killed. Yes. This movie not only has that horrifying dog microwave scene, but straight up child murder.
Child manslaughter, I guess.
Because
it's just kind of happening. It's another thing that kills them, but it's like he's not like hands-on killing them. He's just kind of leaving them there to die.
No, I mean the monster kills the children.
Yeah, of course, but I mean, yeah, the monster murdering people is nothing new for these kinds of films, and it's not really. Like, it's a monster. It's eating them and fucking, like, using them as nutrients, you know. It's not a mass murderer, technically. I wouldn't say it's a mass murderer. You can't really call
technically, what's revealed is it's a vigilante.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's correcting the wrongs of this faculty and the inhabitants of the school for making fun of the child, for not thinking that there's an actual monster there.
All the administration and bullies will look up and shout, "Save us!" And I'll whisper back, "Rar am monster."
Rar am monster. Boopy butt. Am robot.
So the kid finds out that the monster's the janitor, and he's in the attic. He lives in the attic, I guess.
Yeah, because like he wears the janitor's suit as skin as suit. And it makes sense apparently because he can talk, even though while he is monster, he just goes rar and monster.
There's a bit later where he moved to another school and he killed another bully
with his teeth.
Yep.
He left the skeleton full of bones.
This one actually seems like a combination of two better Stephen King stories.
Really?
Because there's the boogeyman from Night Shift.
Okay.
Which is about the part from that is there's this guy goes to see a psychologist to talk about how the boogeyman murdered 3 of his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that the psychologist is the boogeyman in disguise with a rubber mask. And
that sounds like a better twist than this, though.
Oh, yeah, it's a much better story. And then a very, very short Stephen King story from the second compilation, which is Skeleton Crew, called Hear Me Tigers, where there's this kid and he has to go to the bathroom, but he can't go to the bathroom because there's a tiger in the bathroom. And his teacher sees him trying to...
taking place in New Delhi?
and the teacher goes in the bathroom and she gets eaten by a tiger, so he goes back to class, and that's the end of the story.
Again, is this taking place in New Delhi? Because that's the only place where a tiger in the bathroom kind of makes sense.
It's not supposed to make sense.
It's not supposed to make sense, but it would if it was in New Delhi.
But then we move on to the last story, which is about Tony Belcher.
Oh god, the worst fucking story that's in this entire goddamn movie.
Tony Belcher is a bullied kid.
Tony fucking Belcher.
His parents are disappointed because...
No, it was Gordy Belcher.
Gordy Belcher. His parents are disappointed in Gordy Belcher. Because, you see, his older brother had the wherewithal to open a burger joint. His older brother, Bob.
Right.
And Gordy just steals manure from a farmer, uses it to catch flies, tears their wings off while listening to classical music, and makes dioramas out of them.
Yeah, they're trying to do this whole fucking, Alex Delarge shit with him, listening to classical music.
He's listening to the classical music and,
making the fucking models
the wings off the flies.
Did.
I'm just looking, kid, I give you, 5 years until you're a serial killer, dude. You're
not just that, but it's it's not even really fucking big artistic kind of things. It's literally just stupid takes on society, where it's a little church with a little fly on a cross, and it's trying to do the thing that fucking Alex Delarge did with the Jesuses all in a row, doing the can.
I'll give it one thing.
What?
The castle diorama, the diner diorama, and the church diorama are actually
nice.
Very well made dioramas until you get to the wingless flies glued to it.
Yeah, if not for the flies.
Dude, just do the art normally. What's the flies, dude?
It's trying to be a take on society. And everybody picking on him and shit, but it doesn't fucking matter.
It's 1990, kid.
It's just gross.
Get a Nintendo.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking play Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and start rapping, okay? And you'll become the next Biggie Smalls.
Read a comic book.
read Word Up magazine. It was all a dream.
He steals stuff from the pharmacy.
Yeah. He fucking steals everything, this guy. He gives a girl a fly cookie even at one
that's
point.
The thing.
He's a fucking asshole.
He complains about being bullied and how badly everyone treats him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give the sob story to these two girls. And then he gives her a cookie with flies in it as the raisins. It's kid, you...
Yeah, the girl was gonna give him a chance, and then he just fucking messes with her.
It's
that's gross.
I have no sympathy for you, kid. You're just an awful person.
He's just a shitty human being. So I feel no sympathy at all for this child. He should fucking burn in hell.
So we find out that the farmers made this super manure that makes plants really big.
Yeah, he's all over the news apparently because this was what makes news in small towns.
He's a freaking mad scientist. I want to make a carrot as big as a man.
I live in Cornwall.
I mean, I kind of got to admire him because his goal is, hey, if I make plants really big, that could end world hunger.
Yeah, isn't his name Mr. Spidey also?
Yeah, I think Spivey.
Spidey the farmer.
Yeah.
It's like, it's trying to do insect bullshit and it's failing very hard.
So he gives Gordy, he's like, hey Gordy, I want to make peace with you. Here's some of my like magic special manure. I know you keep stealing my manure, so here, have some manure.
Yeah, everybody wants this special manure, kiddo. Here you go. I'm gonna make truce with you. For some reason.
And so the kid's like, oh, thank you. And then takes, but he's still an asshole about it because he's a horrible person.
Oh, he's a little shit. We've established this already.
He's played by an actor called Michael Bauer.
Okay.
Who really in a thing? I don't know, but I'm looking him up right now, but he looks just like Gordy now, but with a beard.
Huh.
He looks like he should be wearing a fedora and complaining about women being in Star Wars on the internet.
This is probably what he does with his day, because he's probably not acting, because he's a pretty bad actor.
He's Eugene Reaper in Grand Theft Auto 4.
Who is this?
Michael Bauer. Gordy.
No, but like, who's Eugene Reaper? I don't remember know. Eugene Reaper from GTA 4, and I played that pretty recently.
Why would I play Grand Theft Auto?
No, but like, I've played it recently, and I don't even remember a character like that. Like, with that name especially, is like, huh. Doesn't ring a bell.
He played Fat Schlub in CSI Crime Scene Investigation.
That sounds more like a fucking a role for him.
Oh, he's Mr. Buckingham. He's Mr. Buckingham in Bully.
I thought you were gonna say he does the voice for Mr. Bucket. I would be like, what the fuck is this kid's career?
He's in Dude, Where's My Car? Of course.
Okay, that sounds like a movie that could
he takes
use his skills.
He takes the stuff home. He uses it to catch some flies. His mom threw out all his flies.
Awesome, I know. She's a fucking hero for doing so.
She is a
Everybody
hero.
Told him that he's a fucking idiot for doing fucking.
This kid sucks. This kid just sucks. We hate him.
Yeah, he's just being a little asshole, you know, just fucking telling everybody, oh, nobody understands me. We live in a society, guys, and we're all like, yeah, we know, Joker.
Yeah, he does seem like the character, not important. So he goes to bed. He has a nightmare, and where his bed's full of maggots.
He has several nightmares about the TV talking to him and giant flies coming to visit him.
And his bed and
then he dies.
Full of maggots. Then he doesn't die. He wakes up and there are like 6-foot tall flies in his bedroom. And they converge on him. And they actually rip his arms off because he rips the fly's wings off.
Fatality.
And then there's another dream and he's in a hammock. But oh no! He actually had his arms ripped off because he has hooks now.
Jesus Christ.
And that's the end of the story.
This fucking movie sucks so hard.
And then it turns out that Uncle Harry's the monster in disguise.
Yeah, that's the big reveal. Apparently, it's also in the trailer.
He's a monster by mistake.
Sucks ass.
And I guess that also means Sean
Don't remind us of better fucking TV shows from our childhoods, okay?
That was a really good show, wasn't it?
It was a pretty good show. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good, okay?
It was utterly and completely insane.
Yeah, it was batshit, but I love the premise of it. Kid
so there's this kid
turns into big monster. That's fucking awesome.
He turns into big blue monster. There's a ghost who plays trumpet. There's a tiny goblin man.
Yeah, I forgot about the ghost that plays trumpet.
It's a Canadian show.
Because of course it would be.
Meaning that if you try to explain it to someone who's never seen it, just like the plot of Banjo-Kazooie, they'll think you're out of your mind.
Oh god, worse.
So
it
yeah,
sounds like a fucking bad acid trip.
They're monsters. The movie's over. It's
awful.
It's surprising when you're both not as well written as an episode of Goosebumps, and B are somehow cheaper than an episode of Goosebumps.
Hey Merrick, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What's grosser than gross?
Well, what's grosser than gross?
This garbage fucking script. What's grosser than gross, Merrick?
I don't care.
The characters in this fucking film. What's grosser than gross, Merrick?
A ruptured duck?
The shitty premise for all of these sketches. What's grosser than gross, Merrick?
I don't know, your face?
Mr. Clean. What's actually clean though, Merrick? What's clean about this?
What's clean about this? The fact that we never have to watch it or think about it again.
That too, but I was going to say if I pissed on this and vomited, it would actually clean this movie up a little bit. The script would actually be a bit nicer, I think. It would actually have some substance. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. I was hoping for that this movie, given looking at the cover and the trailer, was kind of encouraging, I'll admit.
Uh-huh.
I was hoping we'd have, like, possibly another Spookies.
Uh-huh.
This movie is not worthy to lick clean the soles of Spooky's boots.
Vomitous, gigantic big yarblocos, come and get one in the yarballs if you have any yarballs, your eunuch jelly thou.
Stinking bottle of greasy chip oil.
Yes! I forgot about stinking bottle of greasy chip oil. Fuck this movie.
This movie wasn't very good. I'd like to see maybe the monster effect put in a better movie. And maybe
it just looks like a big hairy like a big hairless Muppet baby. Like that's all it looks like. A big hairless Muppet baby.
Put the giant flies in another movie.
Giant Flies already has a movie that's better than this, and it's called The Fly.
Yes, we've reviewed both of them.
Exactly. Both movies better than this.
Anyway, next week we got something which I'm not sure how good it will be. But it's a sequel to a Stephen King movie, which wasn't very good.
Was it?
It involved the early 2000s and computers.
Can I go back to the way that I felt when we watched the Lawnmower Man, because I had computers in it too?
No, you're not allowed.
It was a better movie than what we just watched.
No,
can I rewind time?
No, you can't turn back time. You cannot
Can I
find
reload
a
last save?
You cannot turn back time. You cannot find a way.
You cannot reload last save. You're on Iron Man mode.
Gio, your save's been corrupted.
Ah, fuck.
Yep.
God, I knew I shouldn't have pulled the fucking memory card out that early. God damn it.
Look, it always tells you, don't turn off... It's game saving, don't turn off the console. But for some reason, you turned off the console. What's wrong with you?
Not mine. Mine just says Babu Beep Boop M Robot.
Anyway, next time, Stephen King. Until then, I'm Merrick Tomato.
And I've been a fucking freaked out freakazoid myself. God damn.
Freakazoid.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.